Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're going to peel back the walls a bit and dive into some real unsung heroes of our electrical systems. We are talking about conduits, basically the essential armor that protects the very veins of our powered world.
I mean, think about it. You've seen them everywhere, right? Running along the ceilings in warehouses, maybe sneaking out to an AC unit, or just poking out of the ground. They look pretty simple, sure, but they play an absolutely critical role in keeping us safe.
And yeah, that's exactly what they are. You can literally think of them as the secret service for our wiring. I mean, their one and only job is to take a hit, resist the elements, and just make sure that electricity keeps flowing safely, right where it's supposed to.
All right, so let's really dive into this. Why do we even need this stuff? I mean, why can't we just, run wires wherever we want? Well, it's because those wires are surprisingly fragile, and a single damaged wire, that can lead to a fire or a really dangerous shock. And that is where conduits come in.
So yeah, to put it really simply, a conduit is a shield. Period. Whether you're talking about protection from a stray forklift, or constant moisture in a damp basement, or, hey, even just the general wear and tear of time, the conduit is always the first and most important line of defense.
Okay, so here's where it gets really interesting. Despite all the different types you see out there, nearly every single conduit falls into one of two main families. It sounds like a simple distinction, right? But believe me, it has some huge implications for how they're used. And this right here, this shows you the fundamental difference perfectly. See, because metal conducts electricity, the pipe itself can actually act as a safety path. It can guide any stray electricity safely into the ground if a wire gets damaged inside. But plastic, well, it can't do that. So with any non-metallic conduit, you always have to run a separate green grounding wire inside, just for safety. So, okay, besides the whole grounding thing, the choice between metal and plastic really boils down to these three things. Do you need to resist heavy impacts? You're probably going with metal. Are you fighting off rust and corrosion? Oh yeah, plastic is your champion there. And what about speed of installation? Well, that one kind of depends on the specific type we're talking about. All right, let's zoom in a bit. We're going to meet the cast of characters in the metallic family first. And trust me, each one has a very specific personality and a very specific job to do. Okay, so this lays it all out for us. Up top, you've got RMC. That's rigid metal conduit. Think of it as the heavyweight champion. We're talking maximum physical protection. A step down from that is IMC. It's a little lighter, but still super strong. You see it a lot in commercial buildings. Then we have EMT. This stuff is lightweight, really easy to bend, and it's pretty much perfect for exposed indoor runs. And finally, you've got FMC, or Flex, as most people call it. This is the acrobat of the group, designed to get into those tight spaces and connect to machinery that, vibrates. So what happens when you need that acrobat to also be a world-class swimmer? Well, then you get this, liquid-tight, flexible metal conduit. It's really simple. It's just your standard flex conduit, but with a tough, waterproof plastic jacket wrapped around it.
Well, exactly where you'd think. It is the absolute go-to choice for hooking up outdoor equipment that's exposed to rain and the elements, things like air conditioning units, pool pumps, or maybe machinery in areas that get washed down. It gives you the best of both worlds, flexibility and water protection. So that pretty much covers the metal family, which, as we said, is fantastic for impact resistance. But what about those situations where metal just isn't the best choice? Like when you're dealing with a ton of moisture and corrosion? Well, let's hop over to the other family and think how the non-metallic types get the job done. Now, they might not have the raw, brute strength of metal, but trust me, they have some incredible superpowers all their own.
And here they are. First up, rigid PVC. Its superpower? It will never, ever rust. That makes it the undisputed champion for any wiring that needs to be buried underground or used in really corrosive environments. Then you've got ENT, which everyone affectionately calls Smurf tube because of its classic blue color. It's this corrugated, flexible tube that's just perfect for snaking through the inside of walls. Okay, so you've met all the players, but listen, picking the right one isn't just a matter of, oh, I like this one better. No. It's about following a crucial, and let me be clear, a legally binding set of rules. Yeah, this isn't the Wild West of wiring. You can't just guess and hope for the best. The entire system is governed by incredibly strict safety standards. And these standards were often developed in response to tragic accidents, all to make sure every single installation is safe. So who makes these rules? Well,
These are the main players. In the US, the big one, the main rulebook, is the National Electrical Code, or the NEC. It tells you exactly what you can use and where you can use it. Then you've got groups like UL and CSA. These are independent labs that test and certify products to make sure they're actually safe. And, of course, on top of all that, there are always local codes you gotta follow too. And let's be really clear about this. These codes are not suggestions. Using the wrong conduit for the job, say putting an indoor type in a wet location, that isn't just some minor oopsie. No, it creates a genuine, serious risk of equipment failure, electric shock, or even a fire. This stuff matters. So the big takeaway here is pretty simple. When you're buying conduit, you have got to look for those certification marks from groups like UL or CSA. That little mark is your guarantee. It tells you the product has been tested to meet these strict safety standards. And it doesn't matter if it's heavy-duty metal or some flexible plastic. Ultimately, it really all just comes back to the environment. I mean, are you near the coast where the salt air is going to chew through metal? PVC is your answer. Are you running wires underground? Again, PVC. Do you need to protect against serious physical damage in a factory? You go with RMC. See, choosing the right armor, it isn't just some little technical detail. It is the absolute foundation of a safe and reliable electrical system.